Alright, so, according to the vote, people wanted to see Necro, or most people, so we're going to play Necro. Which is a pretty good choice if you're just starting out on hardcore, let me tell you. I can't think of any other character that is safer and can do more with virtually no equipment than Necro, or at least a certain type of Necro. I'm going to name this guy Thant after here's a Might Magic 3 character. Uh, okay, so yeah, so Necro. There's like basically two builds with Necro, and one is the summoning build. The other one is with Poison and Bone um, skills, and I'm going to go the summoning route because it's better suited to starting out with no equipment. Yeah, you can do Poison and Bone, but I don't think it's nowhere near as safe. Let me tell you that, and it's also not really as powerful in my opinion. The most powerful way to go is the summoning branch. Um, but I will talk a little bit about Poison and Bone Necros. There's kind of two categories. There's the Poison Nova, and there's the Bone Spear. Basically, Bone Spirit is not really viable player versus monster. Bone Spear is really kind of the way you'd go. I don't think Bone Spear is very good though at player versus monster. It's definitely a force player versus player, and Bone Spirit, Bone Spear are kind of like player versus player builds more or less. Player versus monster is just a little bit weak. Like if you were to compare like a really awesome Bone Spear build to like a Hammerdin, right? Both of those do magical damage, right? First of all, with a Hammerdin, you need less synergies. You do more damage. You have better area of effect. I mean, it makes Bone Spear look kind of weak. I mean, yes, I know Hammerdin's overpowered. Yes, we know that. But I'm just saying, like, it's like as far as like a comparison of magic skills, Bone Spear is pretty weak compared to like the other stuff because you have to hit something in a straight line, and it's just not. I don't think it's ideal really. Also, the Necro is a little bit squishy. Actually, it's very squishy, and look at all the synergies you have to max on Bone Spear. You're not going to have enough points to put into like max Golem Mastery, something like that, something to distract the enemies. So you're going to have Bone Armor, yes, but that's about it. That's about all that's protecting you. If something comes at you, which is magical damage or elemental damage, Bone Armor is not going to stop it, and you're going to die. So I really don't recommend the Bone Spear route. If you're going to go Poison Bone, then it's Poison Nova, I think, is the better deal, because you have less synergies to max. You can increase the damage with lower resistance curses, and it's got more of an area of effect, which is more viable play versus monster, in my opinion. So, and you have points left over to do stuff like maybe, I don't know, maybe max Golem Mastery, or maybe even Skeleton Mastery and Skeleton. You might have enough to do something there. Not a lot, but you'd have way more than you would if you went Bone Spear. So anyway, but we're going summoning. I'm going pure summoner on this one. Let me talk a little bit about the Poison and Bone branch here. You got Bone Armor. It absorbs physical damage, from what I understand, not just melee physical damage, but physical damage. Does nothing to stop elemental damage, so that's a big problem. You have to realize, out of all, there are 3 classes, Diablo 2 classes, that have 2 hit points per level, per stat point put in Vitality, right? Necromancer, Sorceress, and Druid. Those are all extremely weak, right? Except the druid has oak sage and shapeshift for life increasing. Um, the sorceress has teleport to get out of the way. She also has energy shield. She also has the teleport's the big one, by the way. She also has chilling armor, some armor that she can cast that'll freeze enemies when they hit her, things like that. Okay, so what does the Necro have? It has bone armor, and that's it. Other than that, other than the summons, it only has bone armor. So if you're going to be a Necro without minions, or without many minions, or many strong minions, you're going to have to think twice if you're in hardcore. So, because it's very, very dangerous. The Necro really has nothing going for him other than bone armor to save him, like the other two classes do. So it really can be the hardest class to survive hardcore. If you're not a summoner. So anyway, bone armor, yeah, it's something. We're probably going to put 1 point in it, and that's it. So 1 point plus skills should be enough for a summoner. Bone Wall is interesting. You used to be able to, like, way back in, I think it was in Classic when the game very first came out. You used to be able to cast a Bone Wall, wait for it to disappear, the duration to expire, and it would go away, and it would actually drop items, believe it or not. This was way back in the day, way back when this game first came out in Classic. That doesn't happen anymore, but it's an interesting thing. It can also cause a lot of lag on the server if you cast enough of them. But the nice thing is it you can put down like something in the way of the enemies to stop not to bother you, so or just some kind of distraction, some kind of obstacle that they either have to get around or they have to destroy, and it's pretty nice. It's definitely something that you should probably use every once in a while. Not so much as a summoner, but you definitely probably use it as somebody who didn't have too many summons. Somebody who maxed Bone Spear, because you'd be probably maxing this anyway. Bone Prison is another thing. It just creates a barrier around the target. Can be interesting. It'll slow enemies down, which is, has its uses. Teeth are good, I think, at a low level, like killing, normal monsters, maybe even Nightmare, but I don't think they do too much in Hell, from what I understand. The damage just isn't there. I believe multiple teeth can pass the same target, thereby, increasing the damage. I still don't think, from what I understand, that teeth is really that viable beyond, say, Nightmare, from what I understand. So it's not something you max for the synergy, more or less. Corpse Explosion, this is another one of the used-to-be godly skills. Then it got really nerfed to where it was not very useful. Then it got nerfed again to where it was actually quite useful again. It's one of the most useful skills in the Necromancer skill library, for sure. Damage 70 to 120% of the corpse's life. So an enemy dies, you cast Corpse Explosion on it, and it explodes in a certain radius and hits everything for 70 to 100% of the monster's life. It used to scale with enemies perfectly, so, or the number of players in the game, it used to scale 100%. So in an 8-player game, a monster dies, and you hit Corpse Explosion, and let's say you roll 100% of the corpse's life. That would be 100% of the increased 8 times life of that monster exploding, and thereby you just set off. All you need is one corpse, and you'd basically set off a chain reaction that would kill everything. You could just keep using Corpse Explosion, and everything would die. It got nerfed, and it didn't increase. I guess it didn't stack with the number of players in the game. And then later, because no one used it after that, I think it scales slightly. So it is very useful. Even in an 8-player game, it's still very useful and very effective. So we're definitely going to be using it. We will put 1 point in it, and then the plus skills should make it the radius big enough that we shouldn't need any more. But just, you know, like, I don't know. If you get it to level 10, it's good enough, in my opinion, in most cases. It's not something we're going to use all the time. It is something we're going to use quite a bit of the time, though. Bone Spear. Yeah, Bone Spear, I talked about this, I think. It requires a lot of synergies. It's probably your best player versus monster bone type magic attack. It does magic damage, so not too many things resist it. But there's also no way to increase the damage it does, like with a curse, like you can with Poison Explosion, Poison Nova. You have to line enemies up in a straight line. It's just I don't think it's very good, but you know, it's good player versus player, and along with Bone Spirit, great player versus player stuff. But player versus monster, I don't think is very strong. Bone Spirit, it tracks your target. It's basically like a slow heat-sinking missile. Only one target though, and therefore it just does not do enough damage player versus monster to be viable player versus monster. It's great player versus player though. Bone Spirit Necro is pretty tough player versus player. But anyway, we won't be even putting a point here because there's no point unless you're gonna max it. Really, it just won't do any damage. Poison Dagger. It looks pretty good on paper. I mean, the damage it does is amazing. There's a couple of problems with it. First of all, the damage is over like maybe, you know, like 20 seconds, something like that. It's one of those things that you hit somebody, and then you gotta sit back and wait and see if they actually die. And if they don't die, you hit them again. Problem is, first of all, it's single target. This is number one problem. Number two problem, we're in hardcore, and you'd have to run up and stab people. So in other words, you know, you as a necro with your pitiful life, you know, your 500, 600 life or something like that, you're gonna go up and stab that, you know, hell, you know, boss monster with a dagger. Hope it hits, and hope you poison him. Hope he doesn't kill you when you're, you know, swinging at him. Not a good idea. Not a good idea for just starting out in hardcore mode. Sorry. Poison Explosion. I think the real problem with this is the radius. I think the radius is pretty poor on this, from what I remember. The damage seems to be a lot, especially max synergied. But well, first of all, it does. First of all, you need a corpse, and why not use Corpse Explosion instead? Because that's probably going to do more damage. Really, I mean, the damage does look impressive on Poison Explosion, but it's over time. It's over a lot of time. And I think if you did the real math, Corpse Explosion would do way more damage anyway. Plus, I think the radius on Poison Explosion is really, really small for some reason. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. There are a lot of skills in like the skill trees for these classes that you're like, you scratch your head. What was that for? Why couldn't they make that useful somehow? I don't know. It just the only use for it really is synergy for like Poison Nova, basically. Poison Nova is good. Its damage is always over 2 seconds, no matter what level it is. So, you know, you can get the damage really high on Poison Nova. You can do really, really high on Poison Nova. Because there are armors and items that will increase the poison damage, and etc., etc. Plus, you can increase the poison damage even more with lower resist. So Poison Nova, I think, is where it's at as far as the poison skills. Always over 2 seconds. Can get pretty extreme poison damage fully synergized, and yeah, it also has a very good radius. So, but we won't be using that either. Let's talk about the curses. Amplify damage. Number 1 Necro curse, as far as I'm concerned. Lowers resistance, physical damage resistance. It says damage taken by doubles damage taken, but it's not. It doesn't actually work that way. It can increase the damage taken by a lot more if the enemy already has physical resistance. it takes off 100 physical resistance. So if an enemy has 50% physical resistance, it'll take off 100% and leave them with negative 50% resistance. So the actual damage is tripled effectively. So it depends. Yeah, usually it will, in most cases it will probably give double damage, but sometimes it does more than that due to the, negating of already physical resistant enemies. Can also break most physical resistance in Hell. Most, not all. So most of the time, physical immunes are not a big deal for the Necro. If he just has physical damage, amplified damage will negate most of that. Yeah, and 1 point is all that's needed, and plus skills should do the rest. We should have some plus skill items. We'll find some plus skill items eventually along the way. So 1 point in amplified damage is all you need. Plus skill items will, bring it up to whatever radius and duration is acceptable. Like plus 5 in curses will do it just fine. It'll be fine. So, but this is going to be the most used spell or curse in my my arsenal here. Weaken curses a group of enemies, reducing the amount of damage they inflict by 33%. Supposedly, problem is it's kind of funny how the like the reduced damage stuff works. Like this is the similar problem with the barbarian. Like, does it really lower the target's damage by 33% total? Or if the target has enhanced damage, like from might, does that just take 33% off the might enhanced damage? I think it's the latter. And it's not very impressive. There are other better curses if you want to reduce damage of the enemies coming in, or do some kind of crowd control. It's something I never use, so I don't see it as useful at all. But it is a requirement to get to some other useful curses. So, Terror curses a group of monsters causing them to flee in terror. Okay, yeah, that's basically like I don't think there's a I think it's regardless of level. So I think you can terror any monster regardless of level. I don't remember if it works on bosses and uniques. I will have to test that. But great crowd control from what I remember. Little bit foggy as to like if it works all the time, if it works on bosses and uniques. We'll definitely try it out and see. Decrepify. This is the number 2 curse that I'm going to be using, along with the amp. Curses a group of enemies, make them slow, weak, and take amplified damage. So the radius is stuck at 4 yards, so it doesn't have a very good radius. The duration goes up slowly, but I find that like 10 seconds is plenty for Decrepify. But it's really amazing. It slows by 50%. So that right there will cut the damage that a monster is doing to you or your minion in half right there, just because their animation time will be doubled. Therefore, half of their attacks will actually end up happening. So that's that. Plus, on top of that, it weakens them, making them do less damage even more. I think it weakens them. I think it weakens them more than the Weaken Curse, and I think it's like 50% off their damage or something like that, which is amazing. That's actually pretty substantial. And then it also reduces their physical resist by 50% instead of 100% by amplified damage. So it's kind of like it puts like a weakened version of amplified damage on them. It's amazing. It is so useful, particularly for bosses, act bosses. Diablo, Andariel, all of a sudden with Decrepify, they become so much less threatening, like to you and your minions, especially if you can put some chill. This stacks with other forms of slow, like chill. When you hit somebody with a cold and they get chilled and they slow down, this stacks with that. Then it stacks with slow from equipment. Then it stacks with slow from the oh, it's the clay golem. The clay golem's slow. So if you stack all that up together, if you have slow from several sources and you hit something with decrepify, it'll slow down so much that it'll be like 1 frame a second or something. And the act bosses just become a joke after that. So it's so awesome. This is one way you can do the Ubers and the Diablo clone without serious risk to your life. The Necro is probably the best at that. Without godly equipment anyway. Lower resist. Okay, this can increase the poison damage on your poison nova, and also increases the damage that your summons that do elemental damage do. Very, very useful. Number 3 curse, I think, in the curses for the Necro. I think so. Probably going to be the 3rd most used curse in my curse arsenal. Also, something of note: resistance lowers poison resist, and it also lowers. There's a hidden stat called poison length reduction, and that reduces the length of poison, effectively, reducing the poison damage. So, you hit somebody with that or something with that, and your poison not only does more damage, it also lasts longer, which translates into doing more damage via the poison calculation. Let's see, life tap, curses of grooves. Okay, yeah, anything you put this on, even if it doesn't normally allow you to leech life off of, you will instantly leech 50% of the damage you do, physical damage, on that target. That's amazing, and it's a very, very useful curse for healing your merc if he's damaged, or even your summons if you need to heal them up somehow. That's a way to do it. Just throw life tap temporarily, and then put whatever curse you had on there later. So it's not something I'm going to use a lot, but it's definitely, like, when you need it, it's very, very useful. Iron Maiden. It's kind of a wannabe Thorns, but it just doesn't increase enough per level to really be equal to Thorns. Really, if you want return damage, the way to do it is to get Thorns from Bramble or that bow, and the bow rune word or Bramble, and then combine that with amplified damage, and that'll do a way better version of return damage than amplified damage will do. Dim Vision, curses a group of monsters. Okay, this is this left side here. The Dim Vision, Confuse, and Attract are kind of, maybe fun to use, but probably not needed. So you could probably skip those. I'm going to put a point in those because, to be honest, I have not actually used those in a long time, and I kind of wonder what they do. I mean, I know what they say it does, but you kind of wonder how it actually works in practice. I think I might, I might just experiment with those. So I'm not going to comment on those now. We're definitely going to try them out, though. Attract, I think, makes it makes a target, makes everyone surrounding a target attack that. I'm not sure what you can cast it on. Can you cast on uniques and boss monsters, or what? Can you cast I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of a question mark. I know these can be useful sometimes in certain circumstances. I think I will wait to comment on those until I can actually use them, though, because I haven't used them in a very long time. Summoning spells. Skeletal Mastery. Necessary, I think, for summoning, because it increases the strength of all three of your summons. Or your all 3 of the summons that you get from corpses. Definitely necessary. Increases life, damage on all of these summons here. So definitely max that. We'll be maxing that. Raise skeleton. The more you put in here, the more skeletons you can raise. It used to be you'd get 1 skeleton per point. That got a little bit, let's say laggy. Probably was the biggest reason for changing that. You could get 100 summons or something like that, and it'd be just ridiculous lag on the servers when you walked around with that. Yeah, it's nowadays it's you know, if you max it, you might get like let's say 8 skeletons or something, and it's a kind of a curve from there. You know, you don't get so many, but it increases the life on your skeletons, the attack and defense, and I believe it also increases the damage. So it's definitely you have to max this along with skeleton mastery if you're going to be a summoner, because skeletons are your strongest, basically your strongest damage dealing summons. They're kind of like the base of your army. And then on the top of that, you've got raised skeletal mages. These guys do elemental damage, and the elemental damage randomly depends on what kind you summon. It could be poison, it could be lightning, it could be fire, it could be cold. So the nice thing about these is these will help you deal with any physical immunes that your skeletons can't deal with. Yeah, I'm gonna max this. So we're gonna max skeleton mage and skeleton. Then you got revives. These guys, basically, you just revive the monsters that you kill, and they get a ton more life, and I believe even more damage, right? From skeleton mastery, yeah. Yeah, they get more damage and more life than they had before. They only last 3 minutes, but they're really effective, and you know, you can revive some really neat units. Like you can revive physical immunes, and they'll still be physical immune. So pretty good there. Pretty good there. You only need 1 point in it though, as far as I'm concerned, and with plus skills, you will be fine. You'll have plenty. Now we get to the golems, and it's changed a lot. It used to be that everybody used fire golem, but since I don't know when it was it 1.10? I think it was 1.10 that changed everything around. They made the clay golem far more useful. The clay golem, it's really a toss-up between the clay golem or the iron golem, depending on exactly what you want to do. For me, it's probably going to be the iron golem once I get something good to make him out of. But this is kind of where the Necro really gets cool. The clay golem slows anything that hits him, or anything that he hits gets slowed by, you know, whatever percent it is. At level 1 it's 11%, but it goes to nearly, you know, like 60-70%, I think, if you put enough points in there. Which I don't recommend. I think it's just you put 1 point in there, and plus skills should get you to about 50%. And it's really, really cool. That slow, pretty much nothing's immune to it. It kind of works like the slow on items. I think it, I'm not sure if it's calculated separately though, if it's, I think it might be. But anyway, this is how you get the bosses really, really slow, is you use a clay golem. Boy, do they do they slow down. Yeah, it's that plus decrep, it's really awesome. But anyway, clay golem if you want enemies slowed, and iron golem if you want to make like something out of a really high damage weapon, or a weapon with a lot of crushing blow, or a weapon with a nice aura is another option. If you got the rune words to burn. I'm probably going to use the clay golem in the beginning. Maybe get the iron golem if I get something decent to make him out of. I don't recommend the blood golem. Blood golem is way too dangerous in hardcore, and I don't really know any case where anybody uses him anyway anymore. He used to be used at some point in the past. I remember people used to use blood golems way back when, before 1.10, but he just what he does is he shares life. Basically, if he takes life, or he takes damage, you take damage. If he hits and does damage and heals, then you heal. And but the problem is when he takes damage. You know, when he gets surrounded by something dangerous and you're going to take a lot of damage, you don't want that in hardcore, trust me. And he doesn't do enough damage. It doesn't matter how much like you try and pump his damage up. His damage is just pitiful. It's always pitiful. None of these golems, except the iron golem, can really do any significant damage. The Iron Golem can only do significant damage if you make him out of a really high damage item, and that's definitely a thing. You can do that, but Blood Golem completely worthless in my opinion. Even trying to get the plus what does it get, plus life, I think is worthless. I think you're better off pumping Golem Mastery for plus life. Anyway, the Fire Golem used to be the one that everybody used way back in the day because of its absorb fire damage. It basically is immune to fire damage. It heals from fire damage, which is nice, but you know, it's just not enough. He doesn't do any damage himself, so he doesn't really contribute to damage, you know, to enemies. It's just the Clay Golem and the Iron Golem are just too useful to be using a Fire Golem. He's got, you know, he's nice. Like I said, he's like immune to fire damage, and he does fire damage. He is actually the only golem that does significant damage if you pump him up enough. But I really wouldn't recommend it. I say stick to the Iron Golem, stick to the Clay Golem. The other golems are kind of useless. And Golem Mastery is the other thing we're going to max, or probably going to max, try to max. And that's to increase the life on our Clay Golem, and particularly our Iron Golem. We don't want to lose him if we cast him out of a really nice item. Summon Resist is a 1-point wonder. You just put 1 point in there, and Resist All for all your summons is increased by 28%, which is pretty nice. Let's see here. What else can I mention? Let's see. I had something that I was going to say. Oh yeah, exactly how did the Iron Golem work? Well, oh, and it gets Thorns damage. 150% damage returned to level 1. If you increase this level, that damage increases, but it's not enough to really justify actually putting points in Iron Golem for that. That's, yeah, Thorns is, you're better off getting Thorns from like an item on your Merc, let's say Bramble, if you got it. Bramble is a very good thing to put on your Merc for a Summon Necro, by the way. Unfortunately, it needs an Ohm, and I don't think we have a big chance of coming across an Ohm. If we do, we'll definitely make Bramble, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, so Thorns damage, 150% damage returned. You make him out of an item, and he gets basically all those, you know, everything on an item, including the aura. So if I were to make him out of a Bramble, if I literally threw a Bramble on the ground, Bramble armor, and cast the Iron Golem on it, the Iron Golem would spawn, and he would get the Thorns aura from that Bramble, and he would give it to everybody else. It's pretty cool. I might at some point, if I have the Insight rune words, and a nice polearm, I might actually make him out of that Insight polearm, and that would allow my Merc to equip some other item, you know, rather than have to, you know, have an Insight polearm on, and I'd still have the benefit of Insight, which is pretty nice. But anyway, let's get started here. Enough talking.
All who oppose me, beware.
So starting out, this definitely has some potential to really get us off the ground here on our hardcore adventure here, because this guy can take Ubers. Even without, you know, amazing gear, he can do so much amazing things. The Summon Necro is a very, very powerful class, and so I'm kind of hoping to like move up in the world by doing this one. Still a little bit in shock from having died with the Druid. Didn't really expect to die with a Druid. So, with careful play, we shouldn't have any chance of dying with this guy. This guy's probably probably the safest, maybe, yeah, well, certainly one of the safest, if not the safest, hardcore builds out there. You see me just, wow. I just floated right over there, didn't I? Alright, Den of Evil. Okay, we're just doing this just to get some stamina potions here. There we go. Oh. What the heck?
I sense death within this place.
Never was sure what was so evil about the Den of Evil. Other than the name. There it is. There's the first level. Okay. But the tricky thing about Necro is really just the life. He doesn't have any way of really extending his life. Like I said, the Sorceress, you've got Teleport, the Sorceress, that helps. And then B, you have Energy Shield. That can essentially double her life, or more than double her life, easy. With Energy Shield, but with Necro, you just don't have anything except bone armor, so it could be really dangerous if you're, if you get caught in a nasty circumstance. So I'm going to be extra careful. The good thing about Necro is you don't have to pump strength almost at all, because his shields, the Necro heads, don't really need any strength, essentially. So that's one thing that can be really powerful in terms of upping his life, is you can just pour all those extra would-be strength points into life. Whereas most other classes, to use something like Spirit, would, have to get that 146 strength for Monarch. Necro doesn't have to do that, though, because of his unique shield. The other nice thing about the Necro is he's one of those classes that gets is one or two? Yeah, it gets two, like, he gets the wands, which can have skill on them, plus skills, and then he gets the heads, which can have plus skills on them. So he can get a lot of plus skills really easy. Plus, the Necro heads, oh, there's a wand. Huh, Skeleton Mastery plus 2. And the heads always get 2 sockets, from what I understand. I think I remember, or actually 2 or 3 sockets. They start getting 2 sockets, and then you've got the +1 skill shield. I think it's Rhyme. So you can get a Rhyme shield and make it out of those skeleton necro heads. Skeleton heads. What am I talking about? But you can find a 2-socketed necro head from the very start, so you have plenty of chance to find a decent one. And because of the fact that the skills that I want to use for Necro are, like level 1, or maybe level 6 type skills. So it's, I don't have to, like, I can get a Necro head. If I'm lucky, I can find a Necro head really early that has the skills that I want on it, get it 2 sockets, and then I'm good to go for maybe the rest of the game. So we'll just have to hope that we get lucky and we can find a decent Necro head. There's a good chance for it, right?
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. There's a very, very good chance for it, because I've got, we can get it real early. And, oh my god. So that's a huge advantage, like, what other class can get so many skills and get them early. So many plus skills. I think pretty much only the Necro. I understand. No, we're probably not going to find anything that we can buy with the money we have, so let's forget about that.
Good evening.
I'm going to put another point in Rage Skeleton. So we've got 3 in Rage Skeleton,
Well,
1 in Skeleton Mastery, which is good enough for now. Stamina Shrine, that'll work. And do I want to keep going here or what? Oh. Yep, there's a boss here. Boss pack. Whatever. Alright, yeah, we want to get the next level here, I think. So we can get amplified damage. We want to go kill Blood Raven. Let's go. There it is. Okay, amplify damage. Number 1 curse. Number 1 curse. Yeah, the nice thing, or the really nice thing about the Necro, as far as a summoner goes, is his most useful skills are available very early. Like the skills that you're going to use for the rest of the game. I'm getting it like level 1, level 6 maybe. And that's kind of nice from like just a play point, play perspective, convenience. Alright, this is the Burrow Grounds. This is it. Found it.
So many empty graves.
I always like to do Blood Raven for the the rogue. I find the rogue helps a lot. Level 4, yeah. Okay, let's kind of see if we can focus on her a little bit, huh? Should be able to thin these guys out a little bit. Finally got rid of most of our minions there. Let's see if I can trap her. Yes, yes, yes! Oh no, she got away. Come on. Such a pain in the ass. Just runs everywhere. Come on. Come on. One more hit. One more hit. There it is. There it is. Alright. Give me my free scout. And we get a crappy little bow here.
what can I do for you?
Crappy little bow that'll work wonders at this point in the game.
Blood Raven. Rest well.
So all we want is just this hunter's bow. Actually, she's level 3. I don't know if she's like cold or fire. Let me go see what if she's got some fire guys available.
Yes?
Fire arrow. We want fire arrow for sure because we don't want our purchase being bashed. Well, nope, I don't have any like fire arrow guys that are my level, so
I'll put that to
just
good
give
use.
that to her. Whatever. I don't know if she's cold or fire, but whatever.
It is clear. Greetings.
Okay. Cold Plains, let's go to Stony Field. your quilted.
I'll take that to
Give that to my rogue. In the beginning, something like that, I mean, you may think it's not a big deal, but it actually is. It actually does boost their defense by enough to be, you know, of some significance. Looks like, jeez, I thought this path was going to lead me to the next area, but I guess not. Sure this path was going to lead me to the next area. Nope. Looks like I went totally the wrong way, so let's go up then, I guess. What's this? Oh my god, 2 skill shrines. Wow. Skill shrines for days. Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. Found Stony. There's the standing stones already.
I sense many spirits around the stones.
Okay, I'm gonna start pumping Skeleton Mastery here. Oh, what the? Get out of here. Gotcha. Alright, well, first of all, Strangling Gas Potion, I'll take that. First of all, we need to find the waypoint. First of all, I say we need to find the waypoint. Where is the waypoint? There's another skill shrine. My god. Somebody drops on a short staff. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. Oh, wow, that's going to sell too. That's not bad. Hell's Shrine? There it is. Found the waypoint. Okay. There are a lot of these shrines everywhere. Refilling Shrine. A lot of these things. Another skill shrine's amazing. Oh, but then they give me an experience shrine. Well, I'm gonna have to take that, I guess. Okay, let's find the tunnel, underground passage. There it is. Hello. Oh, got some champions. Oh, what the hell? I think we're leaving. I don't want to die there. No thanks. Wow. What the heck was that all about?
the order well.
You got to be careful. It's very tempting to like run ahead of your army, but as you can see there, it's kind of dangerous. Wow, look at that. So I got Summon Spirit Wolf, Poison Creeper. I'm getting all this as a Necro, right? Remember my Druid playthrough? Where I just couldn't seem to find any good Druid pelts, and now I'm getting them all as a Necro. Not always the way. Alright, let's see if we can get a decent wand here. Or on the cheap. Something that's, you know, affordable. Nope. Am I level 5? No, I'm not level 6 yet. Eagle Orb. Okay, well... Oh, there's my experience shrine, huh? Nice. Okay, we're gonna keep pumping Skeleton Mastery for quite a bit. Quite a bit. Oh, here they come, here they come. Where is this map going? I'm gonna say it's over here. You notice I don't have a Golem yet. I don't think the Golem really does much at this point, unless you have Golem Mastery pumped up to at least, let's say, 10. So I'm definitely going to put off getting a Golem for a little while, because I just don't think it's going to do anything but die for a while. This feels like I'm going the right way. Whoop. Feels like I'm going the right way. What is this? Whoa! Yeah, she's fire. She's fire. She's firing fire arrow. It's good. The problem with cold arrow is I don't want to destroy my corpses. Although it's not a huge deal. But still, I think right now fire arrow is probably better. Oh. For bosses, when I get Decrep, well, she won't be with me when I get Decrep anyway, so never mind. I'm just gonna say for bosses Decrep, you probably want her having cold damage, but it's not gonna be an issue because she's not gonna be with me when I have Decrep. Cat, why are you standing on my keyboard? Please don't do that. Thank you. 2 sockets. There it is. 2 sockets. Yeah. Got my 2 socket armor and a wolf head, of course. No necro heads though. Of course not. What are you nuts? Whoa! Where'd that come from? Amped me. Amps me. Okay, we're just looking for the waypoint. Here it is. Found the waypoint. Okay, good. We can go to town.
Oh, hello.
Wow, look at that. Oh, poison resist. That's not enough, though. It's not enough to justify that. Surprising that that didn't sell for more. Okay, let's see if we got a decent wand here. Amplify damage? No. What we want is like +3 to skeleton mastery or something like that. Maybe +1 to amplify damage. Nah, didn't get it. Not there. Okay, go back to Stony. Where were the stones? Where were the standing stones? I don't remember where the standing stones were. They're always along this path. I think they were at the entrance. I'm not sure why it's not showing on my map, though. Literally, they were over here, I think. Why don't they show up on the map? Carnstone. I'm not sure why I call them standing stones. I'm not sure where I'm getting that from. Carnstones, they say. Oh, wow. Pwned.
All that's left of proud Tristram are ghosts of men.
Might as well kill a few of these guys.
I can't carry it.
Ooh, a wand. Scimitar.
Can't carry anymore.
Griswold drops just total crap, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, yeah, he always drops crap. Just what he does. He drops crap.
I should regret it.
Our free crappy magic ring.
The Order welcomes you.
Oh, 10% faster cast rate. That's junk. That's junk. That's junk. That's junk. Okay, but I have a little bit of money now. We can probably get a decent wand. Skeleton Master Iron Maiden is worthless, though. Too expensive. +3 Skeleton Mastery would be great, and not too expensive, I think. No, we don't have it. No, we didn't get it. Okay. Okay, so we go Darkwood, and we're going to go to whatchamacallit, the Black Marsh. Gonna start doing some Countess runs. We need our Tal Eth for what is it? Smoke, whatever it is. Smoke? Is that it? I think it's smoke. Black Marsh. I need to find the waypoint. Hopefully it's very near the tower. Take these guys on.
I need money.
Nice. I'm gonna go Teeth and Corpse Explosion. I'm gonna put Teeth on the left-hand thing there. The big reason for that is so I never get in the situation where I click on something and I go up and whack it with my like wand or something like that, because that could mean death at some point. So we want to have something to put there. We might as well put Teeth there for now. there is the waypoint, and that looks probably like it's going to be way far away from the tower. It's unfortunate, unless the tower's up here, and I hope it is. Nope. 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 Where is that tower? Man. Hope it's not too far. Looks like we might have got unlucky with the tower spawn there. It might be really far away. Oh, there's my experience shrine right there. Here's another experience shrine. Well, I might as well use this one first then. Okay, switch to this one now. Oh, where is that tower? Where is that tower? Where is that tower? Where's the tower? Hopefully it's over here. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. We found it. All right. Well, that's not too bad. That's not as bad as it could have been. That's for sure.
This place reeks of death.
Nope. Okay, well, not too bad, level 1. We're also hoping for a lot of, like, stuff that we can check for items along the way. Hopefully getting a good necro head. Oh, there it is already. Found the next entrance. That's pretty good. It's shaping up to be an okay tower. Like a couple of armor stands along the way would be nice. There's a jewel. Want to say, oh wow, it is over here. Really short tower though, so pretty nice. Lady enchanted, huh? Oh boy. Weapon rack, wand? No, no wand. Holy, what the heck that mean? It's got a unique short staff. I don't know what short staff that is offhand. I guess we will find out. There's my corpse explosion. Something that I will be using quite a bit, actually. I'll be using that quite a bit. There's my experience shrine. That wasn't too bad. That tower was pretty short. Okay, first we're gonna go in here. We're gonna check for items. Hopefully we got like an armor stand or something. Okay, no. Armor stand hopefully over here where we might get a necro head. Really nice. These barrels out of the way, please. Yeah, there's one. Cap. Nope, got a cap. 2-socket cap. And a spear. Not what I needed. Also, it would be nice having like some what's that gem with plus mana? Yeah, we need the one with plus mana. Socket in our armor so we can get a little bit more mana. Towel, Ral, not a bad start, and wand. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be doing more of this, that's for sure.
Yes.
So this is Bone Ash. Warmth and Firebolt. I don't really see much use for that as a Necro, though. 30 mana is nice. Doesn't really do too much damage. I don't know. What do you do with that? I'm just going to put it in my stash there. Interesting. If I was a sorceress, I'd be a little bit more thrilled with that. Okay, weapons. Raise skeleton. Darn. Okay. Well, they're not being too nice to me here with the luck as far as the like the wands go. Got everything I need there. It's not actually that far away. This is pretty convenient. And the actual tower itself is really short, which is nice. What is unique here? Oh, preserved head. Yes, this is what I want to see more of. Except it has no skills and it's one socket. That was pretty disappointing. We need two sockets, no sockets, and you know, some useful plus skills would be nice. What is this? Boss pack? Doesn't look like it. Whoa, this is what? Hello. Welcoming committee. Ah, yes. That click of a wand. That's so freaking awesome. Nothing. Teeth. Teeth. I'm not a teeth necromancer. Oh, preserved head. Well, that, you know, that's not going to be amazing for later, but that might do something right now. We'll see. No minions, just regular demons. Blood clans. Fanged Helm. more skeleton mastery. More life. Nice. Eld Ithral hatchet hands. Very nice. Was there anything over here?
Can't carry anymore.
Really? Can't carry? Really? Okay. Well, we're getting the runes, that's for sure. We're not getting the items that we want, though.
Good to see you.
Really be nice if Akara could blow me away with some really nice wands. Plus 2 bone armor. Nah, sell. 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 Magic for damage. Okay, I'll equip that. Okay, well, we've got the money if she's got something good to sell. We've got the money to buy something here. Plus 1 raised skeleton, that's it. Plus 2 skeleton mastery. The plus 3 teeth is completely unneeded, though, is the problem, and it's going to cost me a lot. Nope. I will skip that. Well, come on. Give me a corpse at least. Okay, that's good enough. Holy crap. Got some fireworks going off. Wand, nope, not a wand. Oh, wait, low quality preserved head. That could come in handy, even if it doesn't have the skills. Okay, because I can re-roll that with a gem, with a the cube, Roderick cube, and I believe no matter what, I think that gets 2 sockets, so I could actually re-roll something that I could use later.
Not enough mana.
Yes, chip diamond. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Or Deech, I don't know. I don't know. Seems like I could find that anywhere. I don't think that's all that special. Let me go down here. Take a little detour. Is that it? Is there a minion? What's going on here? No. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Look at all this. This is a. I think this is a worthy detour. It's not really a detour either. Yeah. Got a lot of undefiled graves that we could check. Yeah, it's definitely the way to go. Cap, thank you very much. I'm gonna go ahead and check this place really quick. Whoa. Scepter. Go this way. Chipped emerald, I'll take that. Whoa, hello.
Your blood will boil.
Eth amulet, Ral rune. That's it. Okay. Well, I need Tal Eth. Do I have Tal Eth yet? I do have Tal Eth. Okay. Yeah, we have Tal Eth. Tal Eth. There it is. Okay. Stealth. No, it's stealth. Not. Was I saying that was? That ain't it. I have Ral, and I have Ral, and then I have Ith. I'd like to get a Tur-El if I can. That would be a nice thing to get. Let's go ahead and identify items. Let's see. Let's take page 5. Let's make that my page for amulets and rings. Let's make page 3 the gym. Or the gym page. I've got 1 diamond so far. That looks like that's junk. What about the let's see. Let's make page 4 the jewel page. Get some more life.
When I fled, good day.
Does she have a belt? She does have a belt. Yes, I'll take that belt. Heck yes. Does she have anything like, let's see. There's another 2-socket armor, but see, I can socket that with things like that gives plus life, etc. So... plus life and plus mana is kind of what I want to socket that with until I can use the other armor.
Greetings.
Alright, come on. Show me a good wand, please. Really like to have a good wand before I go up against Andariel. No, race now. Nope, they got too much junk on them and not enough of what I need. Nope, still haven't gotten a good one. Oh well. We don't need one until maybe Act 2. We're going to need a decent wand. So skeletons now do 13 to 14 damage and have 69 life, which is pretty good for this point in the game. Did I hear somebody drop, like, no, I guess not. Thought I heard, like, a staff drop or something. Whoa. Spiked blood, huh? Wand? Nope. Large axe. Okay, I'm gonna skip these guys. Probably not worth fighting. What's that? What's that? These are minions? Yeah. Chipped amethyst. Javelin. Nah. Wolf's head. Wolf's head again. I'd like to see a necro head, please, if you don't mind. Why sometimes it takes a while to open these. No, nothing yet. Chip. Alright, I need a chipped amethyst? No, not amethyst. Sapphire. Need a chipped sapphire too. Really be nice. games they just don't want to give it to you though, for some reason. Nope, stamina potion. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, well, let's go get him.
Here's the blood there.
Oh, perfect, L-Tur. Got exactly what I needed right there. That was nice. Wow. Ask and you shall receive, bro. Tur-L. That's for Malice. Wolf's head is completely plain. Wonderful. Okay, well, I'm level 11. I'm going to keep running her for a little while longer. Just to build up some levels. You know, we got what we need now, amazingly, but, you know, I still could... I think I should go for at least level 14 before I move on. Oh, there it is. Oh, and I got enough. Skeleton Mastery, plus 6 energy, plus 9. Nice. That is actually not bad. Let me see if we have anything better. Just curious. Probably not. No. Look, so I got plus 3 Skeleton Mastery, plus 1 Corpse Explosion. There you go. And a bunch of mana, which I did kind of need. If you're going to use Corpse Explosion, you're going to need some plus mana. This is cracked, right? Yeah, low quality. Yeah, we can re-roll that with a cube recipe. So we're gonna put that in the stash for later. Bone ash is kind of funny. I don't even know. Even if I was a sorceress, I don't know if that'd be all that amazing, to be honest. Corpse explosion. The extra radius on a corpse explosion is kind of useful though. But now my skeletons are a lot beefier than they were. That's for sure. Way beefier than they were. I only have 2 of them, so I'm going to need to pump skeletons a little bit, but that's okay. So I got myself a good wand. That was what we needed to do first and foremost. So we did that. Now we need to get a few levels, maybe level 14, and then we go for Andy. Yeah, that's nothing. I'm going to avoid that. Throwing knife. Like I said, better quality rather than quantity with the skeletons, in my opinion. These skeletons that I have now, they're going to be, you know, fairly hard to kill, and they'll stay around for a while. Whereas if I had, like, you know, pumped all my points into skeleton itself, they probably wouldn't be as tanky, and nor would they do as much damage. So all I'd be doing is just resurrecting them all the time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another preserved head. That's good. I can re-roll that. Another preserved head that I can re-roll. Unfortunately, I'm going to need some L runes. Oh yeah, forget about that. There you go. Juve, etc. Town portal. Nice. So I did find a couple of decent... this will be nice right now. One raised skeleton, one skeleton mastery. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and I can re-roll it for later. And maybe put a couple of sockets in it. So we got some stuff we can re-roll, that's good. I can't get through here, thank you. Scepter might sell for something. It's got some not skills. It's +3 holy bolt. I think that's going to sell for something. There's a level. There's another L rune. Great. Sometimes they're hard to get from her. Okay, good. So I got another level. I think, let's see, 2 more levels. Level 14, and I'm fine. I'm fine with moving on. So, another thing that we can reroll right there. Attack rating, not needed. L rune, surprisingly, is useful because I can reroll things like that head.
Greetings.
So I'm actually happy to have those L runes. It didn't sell for as much as I thought it would. Wait a minute. Accumulating potions. There we go. Skeletal Mage. Good idea to have one of those. At least one. That way you can maybe re-roll and get cold damage on it. And then once you have some cold damage, you know, bosses are be a little bit less intimidating if you can slow them a little bit with cold damage. So I recommend, at least for now, we're only going to put one in it for now, and then we'll finish pumping skeleton. But eventually we'll get 20 in that one as well. Just not for a little while. Feels stronger. Oh boy. Bird each. That's okay. Boots. So many rare boots, really. Rare boots. Where'd they go? There they are. Chip ruby, nice. Yeah, I need that. Jewel, I'll take it. Somebody's got a aura from what I can hear. Leather gloves, rare leather gloves, possibly useful.
Enough mana.
Wand, possibly awesome? Nope. Oh, zombie head. Wow, nice drop. Nice drop.
I can't carry him.
Okay. Looks like a couple more runs would probably do it.
Good day.
Very nice drop. Zombie head, unfortunately, nothing. Nothing on that one. Another towel. Oh, these need to be moved up. Nope, these need to be moved up even more, looks like. Nef. We don't have Eth either. Well, I guess this is better than what I have. I might as well equip it. +1 light radius. It's nice. Kind of weak, though, as far as the drops. Didn't really get anything that would sell for much.
Yes.
A couple more runs I think would do it. We should get to the level we need, level 14, and then I go for Andy, I think. Probably do it earlier, but, you know. Small shield. I probably need to get the golem in there somewhere. Probably next level we'll go put 1 point in the golem. So we can now get golem mastery. Pretty happy with the plus skills I've got so far, though. That's pretty solid. What the heck? Okay, never mind. I thought it was a boss pack. It's not a boss pack, probably not worth worrying about. Ooh. Superior preserved head. Let this be the one, baby. No. No. +1 skeleton mastery. No. Not the one. +3 skeletal mastery, that would be the one. But we didn't get that. I think that one rune word can be used for necro heads. I hope so. I might have to double check that. It might not count for necro heads because it might be just shields only. In fact, the more I think about it, the more I think it's probably not for necro heads. Oh well. Probably suspect it's not. It's been so long though. I don't remember. It's rhyme, I think. Is it rhyme? No, it's the 1+1 rune word thing. I'd better double check that before I try it, because it requires a fairly high level rune. Just about to get a level, looks like. Level 12 would be level 13. Whoa! Here we come. There we go. Wow, nice. Row. Towel. Good job. Okay, I think one or two more runs, maybe just one more. We don't even need that last level. I think we'll be fine. That is sellable. Oh, nice. I love those jewels that give -15 requirements. They're useful in a lot of ways. No, it's double row. Wow. What the heck happened there? Poison resist, I'll take that. Where'd my amulets go? I guess we'll make them right there. That's going to be my ring and amulet section.
Good day.
should go. Probably the last run here, since we got everything we need. Whoa. My hero. Finding plenty of wolf heads, that's for sure. Whoa. Chipped topaz. Boy, I can't find a chipped blue gem. What are they called? Sapphire. I can't find a chipped sapphire to save my life here. Is this a minion? Nope, not a boss pack, so I don't care.
Here for a
F. Okay, well I did need an F. I almost don't think it's worth running her anymore, though. I mean, I could definitely get some more levels, but I think I'd rather move on. Let's go ahead and get Andy. Let's go ahead and kill Andy.
What you need?
I think we got everything we need for that.
The Order welcomes you.
Doubt if we get any better weapons at this point. So let's just keep going. Black Marsh. Let's go find Andy. Let's get out of this act. Level 13 will probably be there by level 15. Level 15 is pretty good for... It's okay for Andy. There's no major issues. As usual, Duriel's kind of the... Well, Duriel's actually not too bad with a Summoner Necro. Even initially. Yeah, Duriel's not too bad. But he's probably the worst. Diablo's a pushover, because by that time you have Decrep, or should have Decrep, I believe. It's level 24, I think. So Diablo's not a problem. Well, I heard a ring drop. I'm gonna go check it out. Sorry. The best amulet for a Summoner Necro can be made by re-rolling rings and ammies, magical rings and ammies. So for that reason, I always pick those up. Would be nice to have a little bit more range on my amp damage, though. Whoa! Wait a minute. this? This is a fire shrine. Resist fire shrine. That looks like a dead end to me. That's a dead. Yeah, that's a dead end. Whoa, boy. Take that rare saber just because it might sell for a little bit. Boss monster. Oh yes, finally found a sapphire. Yes. Good, this will help immensely. I'm going to put this in my helmet for plus 10 mana. That plus 10 mana at this point is huge. I mean, just absolutely huge. You really notice the difference. This is the forge, this is the forge. Malice. Hold this for a hammer. This should be the way down. There it is, yep. Jail level 1, good. Just about level 14, too.
The slow torture of caged starvation.
That's a dead end. Okay, well, for what it's worth, I got the waypoint. There it is. There's the level. I'm going to put one in Golem Mastery. Longbow actually might be a little bit better. What I got there. Any room here? I need to reorganize my inventory, I think. Yeah, 3-socket longbow is certainly better than what she has at this point, I think. It's a little bit slower, but it's got more damage for sure. This isn't going anywhere. No, it's not going anywhere. I know it. Randomly guessing. Randomly guessing. Feels like it's up there. Oh! We might take a shot at the Ubers at some point with this character, because this character can do it. It's probably the only character that doesn't really need any special equipment to take them on. Like for a paladin, you're going to need some life tap, and you know some decent crushing blow. probably is pretty decent, like, gear, actually, to take on the Ubers and survive. Necro, you could probably do it naked. Summoner Necro, anyway. We gotta check boss packs. Ooh, I'm out of... Wow, really? I'm out of mana? Okay. Ooh, nice wolf head, huh? Yeah, I'm not saying doing it naked with a Necro would be easy, but I'm pretty sure you can do it. Like, with Decrep and, you know... You'd probably have to max Clay Golem. Or not max it, you probably have to put 10 hard points in it, though. But I don't think we're going to have to do that, because I'm going to think we're going to probably find at least a total of, let's see, +5 to our summon skills. At least. I'm hoping for +10. If we can get +10, we'll be doing real good. So in that case, we don't really have to put anything in Clay Golem. And it'll still be pretty tanky. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. I feel like this is just a big dead end. I really think it is, actually. I feel like it's just a big dead end I'm going towards. Whatever. Let's get that staff. I know this is gonna dead end me. Yep, it did. Alright. Okay, so it ain't that way, that's for sure. It ain't that way either. It was down right close to the exit, or the entrance at the time. Chip tree, I'll take it. Right down here the whole time. Ooh, I need mana. I can teleport.
I can't carry anymore.
Right here the whole time. Well, I guess we got a little experience. I think I'm going to go to town and sell some of this junk in my inventory. Oh, and the malice. I need to do something with that. That was disappointing, that cap right there. That was disappointing. You may notice I take so little damage that I can just walk around with just rejuvenation potions, because I don't use them that often. Don't need to constantly be going to town for potions. Poison link reduced. Yeah, for Andy, that's probably going to be better. Yeah, we give her the malice. Okay. Bardich. Let me look up that. Look up that one recipe here. What was it? Tur-El. Yeah. 2-socket sword. Oh no, that's a 2-socket sword mace. Oh. Malice is Ith-El-Eth, which I have actually. Ith-El-Eth. Well, there's a 3-socket Bardich right there, and it says 3-socket melee weapon. Ith-El-Eth. Let's what the heck? What's the harm of trying it, huh? 3-socket melee weapon. I have that. Ith-El-Eth. There it is. It requires level 15, but that's not out of the, you know, not out of the range of what can be expected there. It's just fine, actually. Yeah, that'll work. That's a decent enough weapon for a merc when I get to the next act. That's not there. That's a dead end, I'm pretty sure. Whoa. Jewel, huh? I'm probably going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. There it is. Yeah, it's always down. I think it's always down. Broadaxe and a helm.
I sense a demonic presence here.
Oh, found a trident. That's
I'll put that to good use.
something decent, I guess. I'll just take that, put it on her, then I can pick up that trident. These guys aren't a boss pack, so I don't care. This is just a waste of time. Let's go up here. This isn't it. I'm nearly level 15 though. Probably want to get to level 15 before we actually face off against Andy, just to be a little bit stronger. Certainly isn't dangerous on normal. That, yeah, I mean she's pretty tame, but not get to 15. It's still, they're still given pretty good experience right here. There it is. Found it. Level 2. Let's say, is this it? No, that's not it. You know, with one player, that corpse explosion is extremely effective. Oh. Oh, this is the waypoint? Found the waypoint. Great. Boss? Looks like a boss. Yep, mana burn boss. More boss. This is it. I found it. Level 3. Looks like we'll hit 15 just as we get to Andy. In fact, down here looks a little promising. Looks a little bit promising. No, it's not here. It's not it. The health shrine. Take that chip topaz, thank you very much. This is, oh, this is not it. It certainly looked like that was going to be it. Got a couple of elites here we need to take out for experience. Didn't drop nothing though. Usually don't. Great thing about Summoner Necro, though, is you learn to appreciate magic items. You can get some really useful magic items for this guy. Amulets, wands, necro heads. This is it. Found it. Andy time. It's Andy time. Yeah, it's possessed that you can't curse. That guy was a possessed champion dark one, or afflicted. And those are the guys that you can't curse for some reason. Are you serious? I can't carry that? What? Bullcrap. Okay, so let's see, where should I put the next skill point? Probably... I'm gonna go ahead and start pumping Ray's skeleton again. Oh, that chipped ruby, yeah, I want that. There we go. Yeah, I can't carry that. Never mind. Where are the shaman? Pretty easy, huh? Probably the easiest at so far. Yeah, summon Necro is really good.
Good day.
I gotta go pick up the stuff though.
To the hell that spawned you, Andariel.
That's done. That's no. It's gone. That's gone. That's gone. That's. I'm keeping that. That. Got quite a few chip gems now. So they're good for various things, re-rolling magic items, etc. And the cat wants out, I guess. It's probably, if you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that. Cat says I want out. Oh, wow. Not a chip sapphire, but an actual sapphire for an extra 24 mana. Very nice. Cracked scepter, I'm going to pick that up.
Greetings. Where can I take?
Okay, we're going to go east.
Greetings.
So that was Act 1. Pretty easy.
How do I know it? Greetings.
Oh, amplify damage on striking. That would be great if I wasn't a Necro and I couldn't cast it. That's actually not a bad scepter. That is... I'm just going to sell that. Pretty marginal.
I know my... Hello.
Alright, but I'm level 15. Let me talk to Drognan, because Drognan can sell some wands that I can make white, the rune word white out of. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything useful. And that one's way too expensive. But it's possible, and I'll keep checking, that he might get one with +3 to Skeleton Mastery. And these bone wands are wands that can get 2 sockets. As you can see, they have 2 sockets. But all the other wands before that, the lower level wands, like the wands and the U wands, they only get 1 socket. So just keep that in mind. But the bone wands that Drognan sells, they can get 2 sockets, which means you can make a white out of them. White, the rune word. And let me just resurrect Blaze, I guess is her name. Let me just take that helm at the very least. That helm is good for something. Let me see if I can hire a level 15 combat guy. We went combat so we can heal up our units. Although they're not giving that to me, are they? No, they're being stubborn.
Welcome to the desert.
But we can come back and try it again in a minute. So if we can hire him at level 15, then he can automatically use that polearm that we made for him. So let's see if we can get another shot here. Reroll the mercs, and hopefully we can get a level 15. Boy, Cat, you are just being such a pain in the butt. Well, there's level 14 combat. Okay, so we can we'll hire him. We'll give him just some kind of weapon here real quick, and then we'll give him a level 15. There's a Bardich. There's a 3-socket Bardich.
I'll put that to good use.
Okay, we just get him to level 15 real quick. How close is he from 15 right now? 3. Oh, looks like he's away. He's away actually. Okay, so we're gonna go do the refinement quest real quick. An Eld rune. Oh, nice. Flawed topaz, strangling gas potion. I'll take all of that. Cat, what is your problem? She wants out. That's what the problem is. She wants me to open the door for her. Yeah, I know. You got a problem. You got a total problem. Skill Shrine is nice. Amulet just dropped. It's usually over here. I'm gonna guess it's over here. Oh, don't be so ridiculous. You're not gonna die. I'm gonna die if I don't open the door. It's not gonna happen. Trust me. Meow? Meow? What? I'm gonna have to let the cat out, which means I'm gonna have to get up and open the door. He's getting experience. He'll be there in a little while. Kind of wanted to get him level 15 so I could equip that before I ended the video. People think the Necromancer is boring and slow, especially the Summon Necromancer. I just don't find it that way. I mean, it's definitely not slow in things like cows. I mean, boy, can you kick ass in cows? I don't think anybody can kick ass as much ass as the Necromancer can in cows in an 8-player game. I just don't think it's possible. So it's definitely not slow. I don't think it's slow at all. I think it's just that the fact that you don't directly do damage is the biggest thing. But I definitely don't think it's slow if you build it right. Because I mean, this hasn't been slow as far as I'm concerned. We've been moving on along pretty fast clip, in fact. Oh my god, I found him already. For instance, there are battles like this that might be a lot slower for some other classes, simply because they can't get rid of Radiment's corpses like I can when I just corpse explosion. Oh yeah, Broderick Scroll, I don't care.
They say.
Okay, that will go in. Let's see, new skill. Should I? I'm gonna have to go for. I'm gonna have to go for terror, I think. I want to still pump my summon stuff, but yeah, I guess I will still pump that.
Stay a while.
Also want to start getting some more of the curses. Flawed Topaz, I'm going to sell that. I don't think I need to be keeping that around. Do I have any, like, faster run walk boots? No? Okay.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
Let's go to Drognan and see his wands here.
Good day.
Good day, Drognan. A little on the pricey side, a lot of them. Doesn't really have too many. He has a magic one and a regular one. Regular ones are what we want. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a break because I got to let the cat out, and it's probably been about a couple hours. So we'll go ahead and continue this tomorrow.